Guys, it's Matt. It is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. I want to go through the trades I took today, of course, and what the market did. But also, I think I want to go through everything that was on my watch list just to kind of show you what that looks like. I think my watch list, it's maybe a little bigger some days than other people would recommend, but I have a way of leveraging that I think I'm comfortable with. Although I don't know, maybe somebody could make an argument. Feel free to comment and tell me that I'm wrong. But anyway, let's take a look at the market. So you can see, man, SPY really had like a tight inside day here. Um, figure swing. Q's almost the same, and you can see it. I mean, it dipped down, but pulled back lower. So, and this is a good thing. I mean, we probably need to consolidate for a while. The small and mid caps maybe could have already been doing that for a little while, and since the high back here in December. But well, I guess mid caps not really the case, right? So and they had a good day again, although they opened down, so it ended up being not like a super stellar day. But you get what I'm saying. So we're kind of a little bit of rotation going on, which is great, right? Some of the big like mega cap tech names and stuff are kind of they're cooling off a little bit, right? Which is good. This is probably a good thing. Some strength in mid caps, which is awesome. We like to see that. That will hopefully keep a bull market going, right? If it's just the mega cap tech names or some of the big names leading the way all the time and nothing else is getting any steam, then that's probably not a good sign. So let's jump into you know what? Let's look at my watch list. So I had this on my radar. I didn't love it as a setup, but just kind of this nice bounce day, and I was like, well, this could if the market takes off and this thing, you know, it's extended, right? But I just liked this day yesterday, and so I set an alert here for the high of or just below the high of yesterday's high, just below the Jesus. I should maybe wake up before I do this. Just below yesterday's high, and then it gapped up, and so I ended up that's a gap like that, even though it's a short one, a small one, it just throws off the risk reward. And I'd like to be able to have a trade where it enters within the candle, and then you see some momentum going higher, and then you can decide whether to jump in or not. So AMD, I was looking at this, same idea. Yesterday's candle was a nice bounce day, and I was like, oh, that it's been consolidating for a while, so this could take off. Even better tomorrow, you can see this is my alert that I have set here. When I talked earlier about how I leverage it, I've got quite a few names on my watch list, but I set alerts for when they get close to that high, and then I've usually got my share size already figured out, and that way when it alerts, I can click, see what the action looks like, and then I know how many shares I need, and I get going, right? This is even better actually because it had a nice little inside day here with the same kind of bounce. I mean, this just screams like we want to head higher, but we just haven't clicked into it yet. Again, there's no crystal ball here. I'm not predicting that tomorrow it's going to have some sort of rocket day. It could roll over and tank, and you could never hear from AMD again. I don't know, right? But this just it gives you such a good risk reward ratio, right? Because we've got a nice solid day. So tomorrow, if things look good, you can enter on the break of the high here and set your stop below this candle, and man, you're that's a pretty good risk reward. I mean, look at the uh, even if you just draw this out, if it goes up to recent highs, you're already up 2R, right? Nice. Okay. So all it has to do is climb back to the recent high, and it's a decent trade, right? That you wouldn't complain about. I was looking at Aries and decided against this one. Um, if we take a look at it, it didn't break until later in the day, uh, and so I wasn't even around at this point. So once I saw it kind of floundering in the morning, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to look at. Biohaven, um, same idea. I had an alert set up here, but this is another one little inside day here. Not my favorite setup, but sometimes these tech. I mean, you can see it's had a good run here, right? It's kind of losing steam, it looks like, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't regain steam and take off. I'll have to keep an eye on when uh, earnings has got to be coming up here pretty soon, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. BK is one that I actually took. So you can see yesterday had a nice little tight bounce day. So took this, took some off at 1R, moved my stop to just about break even. So I got stopped out. Um, so small, very small profit on this one. I think it was like 0.2R or something. I mean, it was really small because I actually didn't move my stop to my entry. I moved it to like actual break even, so compensating a little bit for the profit I took up here, which was a very small piece. I took about it was a quarter or 20% off. I think 20% I took at 1R. Um, so it's a scratch trade, right? I didn't lose any money, and this is kind of the story with February so far for me, at least. Um, move this down a little bit. So CDNS, I was looking at this. I just want to keep an eye on this. Some of these on my watch list too. I should say they're not always actionable on the day they're on my watch list. Sometimes they're just ones that I want to keep an eye on. This is kind of one of those, but we'll see what happens tomorrow here, whether this pullback continues or um, whether we get some strength there. This one is probably one that I might end up taking off the watch list. But anyway, you know, same idea. It had a little bounce day yesterday, and I thought, this thing could get some momentum. I mean, we don't know when that's going to happen or if it's going to happen. We have to kind of just wait it out. I was looking at IBM, same idea, and then this morning it just didn't look like it had much steam, right? I mean, this initial pop and then bloop, and I was like, yeah, that's not something I'm interested in right now. Although I still like it. I mean, it's been working its way higher since last May, right? At least. Um, it's not a ripper, but recently, man, if we could have caught this, right? Anyway, it's consolidating. It's not holding the gap very well, but it's not completely closed the gap yet. So, oh, this one, Mama, was one I found just early in the pre-market, and I was like, oh, it's coming right up against. It's having these tight days right up against this previous high here, this kind of pivot level. So yeah, I just liked it with a nice tight, these higher lows here, and then the flat top. I was just looking for it to break. I'll probably keep this on the watch list tomorrow. And again, I had an alert set, but I just decided not to take it. Didn't look like it was really cracking with a lot of momentum. Oh, one thing about that Mama is it's just the volume's so low. I don't really love trading those, even though I mean I can. I'm not like some guy with huge whale size like Kolamagi who just can't trade these because the you know he'll move the damn stock 10% by himself. It's not like that. I just don't love the action on those. It's so thin. Um, Reminds me of some of the stocks when I was trading small caps. Meta, I had that one on the list. Didn't love it. Just honestly didn't love the market in general this morning. So when I saw Meta take off, I just decided to pass. I'm keeping an eye on this one. This is one of those ones that I don't know that it's actually actionable for me. But I'm just kind of keeping an eye because it had this huge run recently, right? And then it's pulled back now and kind of chopped around. So I just kind of it's almost like I guess canary in the coal mine. I kind of want to just see what it does from here. And then this one popped up. This probably needs a little more time to marinate, but man, even after today, look at that nice tight like a little bounce. It's just a couple percent there on the day. Yeah, that's probably keep this on the list just in case we get some serious momentum in the beginning of the session and that starts to pop off. I think that's a good setup there. Um, anyway, okay, so those were all the things on my watch list, and let me just double check here. So I had GCT overnight. Remember, I took half off yesterday, and then I got stopped out on the rest this morning. So again, not I basically broke even on that, so I'm okay with that. And then BK, I showed you already, and then I also had TPX still holding that. That kind of had a little big inside, or I should say small inside day. It's very inside, is what I mean to say there. Um, but gonna hold that and see where it takes me. And then coin um, had a kind of a little pullback day here today, even though it gapped up. It pulled back again. So see where it goes. I've got my stop up here just below the low of yesterday here, right around this 190. I forget where I said it, 190, 150, somewhere around there. So if it stops me out, it stops me out. But hopefully we can get some momentum back after tomorrow's session. So let's see what else can we look at. Yeah, there's the yield and give me a second, guys. Let's see what the dollar did. And yeah, I think that's all we need to go over today, right? We'll scan again tomorrow morning and go from there. So, all right, thanks for your time, guys. We'll see you later.